Have you ever been uncontrollably obsessed with something for no explainable reason? My roommate has been sleeping with his cleaver every night for 3 months, and now he wants me to do the same. Jake brought home that blade set from some estate sale and never put them down. He unwrapped them like they were made of gold. He set them on our kitchen counter and ran his fingers along each blade. He whispered, "These are perfect." I laughed and said, "You can barely make ramen without burning it." He didn't laugh back. His eyes stayed fixed on the largest blade, a cleaver with a bone handle, and his face went completely blank. That same night, I woke to chopping at 2 in the morning. Jake stood at the counter with movements too fluid for someone who'd never cooked. The smell hit me then, metallic and sharp, like pennies mixed with raw meat. The chopping continued until dawn. The cooking didn't stop. Jake started guarding those blades like they were worth thousands. When I reached for one to cut an apple, his hand shot out and grabbed my wrist. He squeezed until my bones ached and said, "Don't touch them." I pulled away, pain shooting up my arm. His hands looked different now. The calluses were thick and yellow, his fingernails long and sharp. His teeth looked sharper too, filed to points. Dark stains marked his knuckles, and that metallic smell clung to everything he touched. Jake took over all the cooking after that. He stood over me while I ate, watching each bite with hungry eyes. The meat tasted wrong, gamey and metallic. One night I bit down on something hard and spit out a human tooth. My hands shook as I stared at it, but Jake just smiled. Our neighbor's cat went missing the next day. Jake served lamb that night, and when I went to our freezer, I found packages wrapped in butcher paper with chunks of gray fur still attached. I dropped the package and ran to the bathroom, throwing up everything I'd eaten. The next morning, I waited until Jake left, then tried to get rid of those blades. My hands shook as I wrapped each one in towels. The metal felt warm, even through the fabric, like it was alive. I stuffed them under my bed and spent the rest of the day pacing our apartment. When evening came, I sat on our couch and waited, my heart pounding so hard I could hear it in my ears. When Jake came home and saw the empty counter, he screamed. Not yelled or shouted, but screamed like I'd torn something vital from his body. He tore through our apartment, throwing furniture and ripping open cabinets. His face twisted into something I'd never seen before. When he found the blades under my bed, he clutched them to his chest and rocked back and forth, tears streaming down his face. Jake looked at me and said, "You don't understand. They need me." He wouldn't let go of those blades after that. He slept with them, carried them everywhere, held them while he ate. That night, I woke up to find Jake standing over my bed. The cleaver gleamed in the moonlight. My heart hammered against my ribs as he stared down at me with blank eyes. He drew the blade across his own palm, watching blood drip onto my sheets. He whispered, "You should try cooking. It's beautiful." The blade stayed inches from my face. I didn't dare move, didn't dare breathe. I watched his knuckles tighten and loosen around the handle, certain he was about to kill me. Finally, he turned and walked back to the kitchen, humming softly. The next morning, I found a second blade set on my nightstand. My name was carved into the wooden handles. I threw them in our dumpster and spent the day away from the apartment. But when I came back that evening, I was holding the paring blade. I don't remember picking it up. The metal felt warm in my palm, and my fingers fit perfectly around the carved handle. Jake smiled when he saw me in the kitchen and said, "I knew you'd understand eventually." I wanted to drop the blade, but my hand wouldn't obey. The metal sent heat up my arm, and for the first time, the smell of Jake's cooking didn't make me sick. My fingernails are starting to yellow. There are small cuts on my forearms. Through our thin walls, I can hear our neighbors cooking too. The smell of their meat makes my mouth water, and I keep thinking about how tender the old woman from upstairs would be.